Hey, welcome to Tim's Workshop. This is part 7 of the Mercury Outboard Mark 10 restore, I guess you would call it. So, last video you saw where I was having problems keeping the engine running. It starts every time you go to start it after you pump the ball on the auxiliary tank. It starts, but it won't keep running. So I got my diaphragm kit from the Harvard Marine back there in New York. So it's kind of interesting how they shipped it. They shipped it from Manhattan Island, shipped it from Harvard Marine from there to Florida, to the Amazon Distribution Center, and went from there and flew to Seattle. I thought they were going to truck it because I didn't pay for air bill or whatever you call it, but they did. They must have flown it because it only took like 1 day to get from Florida to Seattle, and you don't get it takes longer than 1 day to get from Florida to Seattle, so had to have flown it. So anyway, I got them, and already opened it up, but I wanted to show you what it looks like, how they ship it. And they got it sandwiched in between cardboard, Quicksilver, diaphragm. This is actually the kit. That's why it has a A1 after the the part number is 23014. That's the diaphragm kit for actual diaphragm number, part number. But A1, they send the gaskets with it, with the diaphragm. So let's open this up and take a look here. Hopefully we got you in frame here. Let's take a look. Now, let's move the camera up here so you get a real close look at the kit. Okay. So anyway, this is the 2 gaskets. Goes on each side. They give you this diaphragm too, but that's not the one we're putting in. We're putting in this one. This is the diaphragm. Okay. I don't know what this is. This is more of a gasket. It doesn't look like a diaphragm. So I don't know. We're going to take the fuel pump apart. Maybe it goes someplace else on the fuel pump, because I didn't take the fuel pump completely apart last time. And then I also got these 2 smaller gaskets too. So I think I know this one, turn it around here. This goes like this, okay, like that. And this one goes like that. So there's a gasket that goes on each side of the diaphragm, okay? And then this is what pulsates back and forth to push the fluid through the motor. Okay, so turn the camera around to the motor. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take this off. Okay, so I got the fuel pump off. Okay, these 2 little gaskets here, that's what goes there. So they're kind of stuck there. I tried taking my screwdriver to get them out of there, but I think I'm going to have to use my knife. Oh, there's my knife. Try to get some of that out of there. There we go. See? Anyway, you see what I'm doing. So I'm going to take these gaskets out of there. Put these two in. Okay. So that's where those go. This one here, I don't know what that's for. It must be for a different type of motor. I'll have to do some more research on it for that. But this is the old one. Okay. And see how bad a shape it is. Yeah, it's in bad shape. And then the gaskets here, they're in really bad shape. So we got the right kit. Okay, so we got that all set up. I took this apart to get so this is the one-way valves. Okay. So this one goes over there up like this on the right, and the left one goes facing up like that. You can see the screen in there. It looks, you know, we're going to clean it up a little bit with some carb cleaner. And then once those two are in, this plate goes down on top, and the two screws here, and that's what holds these valves in there. Kind of like a heart, you know, one way, you know, the blood pumps in and goes out the other way or whatever. So anyway, you know, Dr. Yates here. Okay, so anyway, we're going to get this going. I tried to get this apart. This thing's like bonded into this thing, so I didn't want to break it, so I took it apart from the carburetor. Good enough. We'll put it together like that. So the inside, so you can see it here. I'll turn the camera sideways here so I can get up closer to it. Okay, so that's what the inside looks. There's your you got a breather hole here. And you got another one up here that goes into the engine. So you got two of them. So I'm going to clean those gaskets out, put the new gaskets in, these guys, put the diaphragm on, the fuel pump, put it back on. I'm going to clean I'm going to clean up this area here. You know, clean it up a little bit before I put it back together. Alright, so we're screwing it in. So that's snug. We got to go around one more time. So come around. I think that's about it right there. Okay. And then see how I sandwiched the inner and outer gasket on each side of the new diaphragm. And I put the bolts in through the holes so everything's there so it wouldn't fall off, and it's ready to install. So we'll go ahead and get this started. Okay, there's one. You don't put nothing on the gaskets, you know. go. And just run them down a little bit at a time. Get that out of the way. So they're going on even. The lower bolt is shorter. These two here are longer. Don't go crazy on it. Just snug them up so they quit turning. And that's it. Now, put the fuel line back on. This one here, like I said, has a free floating nut. And then when you tighten it, you back it up on the nut that's wedged on, and then get this down and tight. So before we start restart this engine and see if it keeps running out here, last time it was running, I noticed it was leaking water up around the head here, and I think I figured out why. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you. So, get my flashlight out here so I can show you what's going on. See these? They're loose. Look at that. So, what I think I'll do, I think I'll take it off and clean the threads a little bit, and then put these nuts back on. Yep. So I'm going to shut the camera off. I'm going to take that one, and that one off, and then do the same on the other side. Get them, put some anti-seize on these bolts. So this is kind of nice. The way they did this, it makes it easy to take the head off. Instead of running bolts up through the bottom, they have studs coming down, and then you just put nuts on it, you know, which is good and bad. So the bad part of it is these nuts, they should be nylon nuts, because once you put them down and tight, you don't want them vibrating back loose, and I think that's what's happened here. It's either that or somebody had the head off and forgot to tighten the bolts. So that's why when the engine starts up, you got water coming in from the impeller, coming up into the engine, but it's not getting all the way into the engine like it should be. It's starting to come out everywhere it shouldn't be. And what that'll do is make it so the engine starts running hot that way. And it won't pee right either. So we're going to go ahead and get these studs lubed up good, get the nuts off, and for now just use these nuts until I can get some nylon nuts to replace them with. But I want to make sure the engine's running good before I waste my time on that. So, and the impeller's good. So we'll be able to run the engine once I get this back together enough to see if we have a impeller issue or a shifting issue. All right, in the water tank here. So shut the thing off, and we'll see how this came out here. Okay, well, this is the other side of the motor. I got all three of them on the other side cleaned up, and this is the pee hole, by the way, right there. That's where the water is supposed to come out. So I'm going to shove something up in there, make sure it's clear. Oh, there are a couple holes over here too. So I think those are just drain holes though. Same with this one here. And there's another one there. It's interesting, a lot of holes. I think that's the pee hole there. So anyway, this one here, it's on there, and it's not breaking loose by hand. I'm not putting a lot of force on it. I don't want to bust it. These are only quarter bolts, by the way. So I'm going to clean up these two here. This one here, I'm just going to spray it. I was going to get my PB blaster, but I think I ran out, so I don't see it around anywhere. So I'm just using some Super Tech lubricant. This stuff is really old. I think my father-in-law bought it years ago, and it hasn't run out, but it's getting down there. So let's spray that. Okay. Yeah, it's so old. There's hardly any compressed air left in it. See the rust around the top of it. Yeah. Get every bit last use out of this thing. I was trying to see if there was a deed on it. I know this stuff is like from like in maybe the 70s. DOT second quarter M5702. Maybe it was from 02, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. It's lubed, so we're gonna let that sit before I try it again. If I can't get that broke loose, I'll get some more PB blaster. But if I can't get this thing broke loose, I'm gonna put some heat on it. But I'm not gonna worry about it for now because I just want to get the motor running. So that'll be more for later when I want to take this thing apart to start doing the painting and stuff like that. I don't think I'll need to worry about it for working on the impeller if I need to. But, so what I did on the other side, and I'll show you, I just used brake clean, and let me get my straw here. Put my straw on the brake clean. There we go. And you just hit these bolts, threads. Okay. All right. And then use the air blower. Okay, then put some anti-seize. Okay, this is the gold stuff. Just a little bit on the threads here. A little bit more on this one up here. Okay, now put a little bit on the end of this nut here and start it. It's kind of fun to start. You can't get your fingers in there hardly. But I did it. So got that one on. I just got to tighten it. I got the other one snug on the other side, but I don't want to just run one side down and then do the other side. You still need to kind of do one side, then the other side. You know, like putting a head gasket on, you know. You just don't want to run it all up all at once. What the heck? Why is this one being stubborn? Oh boy, come on. Yeah, there was a burr or something. What's going on? Alright, so I'm going to run these two up. Then this one's already tight. It's not loose at all. So that's good. So I'm going to run this one up, and then the one on the other side from this, and then do this one, and then the one on the other side, and you know, just kind of do it that way. And then it should be good to go. Alrighty, so make sure I'm on here. Everything's good. That's on. Okay. Well, it's peeing. It's idling. But the problem is to put it on run, it'll die, because that's the run position, right? Run right straight off of here. So if you have this like that, so I don't know, let's try it that way. I'm kind of afraid to put it in gear here, but we'll try it. Alright, let's try it here. Hopefully it doesn't tear a hole in my bucket. The blade is pretty close. Use a shifter. Let's see. Forward. There it goes. And it died right away. Okay. Well, it does shift into gear. So let's put this back into neutral. There we go. I don't know if you can see this or not. Okay, let's try it again. Try reverse. Of course, that might really tear a hole in the bucket. Let's just use forward for now. Looks like I'm going to have to do some more to that carburetor. The high speed. Yep. I bet it's where that that jet was messed up. Yep, I might have to do some more work on that carburetor. At least it keeps running now. But which is good, because now I can see that the impeller's good on it. So that's one thing I don't have to worry about. It's just a matter of keeping it running. So I think I'm going to have to get this off. Probably start it with my drill motor. Start it that way. And that way I can play with the carburetor, the adjustments on it and stuff. See if that'll help. Maybe the adjustments are off. All right, that's that's it for now. Won't have to take the lower end apart, so that's good news. It does shift into gear, so now it's just fine-tuning that carburetor, or replacing a jet maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So that's it for part 7 of the Mercury Mark 10. Seeing if it will continue running, which it does on idle. It'll shift into gear. Forward. I don't want to try reverse in this bucket until I get the angle of it locked in so it doesn't kick up and then hit the bucket and tear a hole in it. So we're going to work on it some more here. But once I get it set up, and I know I'm getting somewhere on the high speed on this, so it won't die. I can get it up to speed on the carburetor. Then I'll make part 8 of this. That it runs, it shifts, it does everything it's supposed to, and reverse also. Even if I have to tie that back maybe, so it doesn't kick up. Might just do that. Just tie it for now. And yeah. Once we get to that point, it's a matter of just starting to get it all cleaned up and ready for paint. Okay? So, if you like the video, please subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell, and if you like, give me a like. Thanks.